Okay, so we will start. In our last class, we had completed the concept of DDL in SQL. DDL meant for data definition language, meant for how to create a table, how to alter a table, and how to drop a table. Altering a table means to add new column in a table, to modify existing column, to drop column. Also two constraints that we had completed. One is primary key constraint and one is not null constraint. This is my SQL environment. MySQL environment. One constraint maximum time to enter your ask. So that is foreign key constraints. What is a foreign key? So primary key and not null constraints that we have known. Foreign key. So what is foreign key and how to represent foreign key? First of all, we will see what is the definition. The primary key of a table exists in another table but not as a primary key. So what I told, the primary key of a table exists in another table but not as a primary key. Such column is known as foreign key. So we will see by taking an example. Suppose let we have a table. Let table name is department table. Department table. In department table, we know that in our DBMS, a table is called as relation, or a table is defined by taking some column, some attributes. So let in department table, suppose we have two column, department ID and department name. Let suppose we have three records. How to insert a record, that is the task of DML in DML that we will cover. Let's suppose let it department ID. Suppose this is one. Department name, suppose marketing. Then department ID, suppose two. Then operation. Then department ID is three. Then suppose research. In this way, we have a department table. Now we will consider another table. Let the table name is employee table. Employee table. Now this employee table, suppose I will create by taking let three attributes, that it depend upon you as per the problem statement. So employee ID, let employee name, let department ID. So let in employee table, so we have three records. Let employee ID is 101, employee name is John, department ID is 1. Similarly, employee ID is 102, then employee name is Alex, department ID is 2. Similarly, this is 103, let employee name is Rahul and department ID is 3. Now consider two table employee and department table, and you see in department table which column is primary key. Department ID, this column is primary key. In my last class already I have given the clarity what is primary key. The column which is uniquely identifying a record, so that column is primary key, and primary key cannot contain a null value. Similarly, in employee table, definitely we will consider employee ID as primary key. So as per the definition, the primary key of a table exists in another table. This department ID, primary key of a table. The department ID column of department table exists in employee table but not as a primary key. So that's why that column is known as foreign key. You see, this is a relational database because one column department ID is common in employee table and department table. So here we can say a relationship establishing between employee and department table. This is called as relational database. This is one of the way that we can establish a relationship in between employee and department table. So I hope everybody got clarity what is foreign key. The primary key of a table exists in another table but not as a primary key. The department ID column of department table exists in employee table but not as a primary key, so that is called as foreign key. So we will see practically. So I will go to my SQL environment and we have a database employee DB database. So first of all, I will create a department table, create table, database name, employee DB, database name, let that department table, table name, then parenthesis, department ID and primary key, then department name, let varchar 200. So if this is my last column, then there is no need to specify comma. So in this way, I created a department table. Now I will hit run. So you see, just I will do a refresh button. I will click. You see one inside the employee DB database. Inside the table and one table created department table, and you see by taking department ID and department name column. But department ID, so I specified, I presented as what? Primary key. Then I can see the structure of a table. Describe to see the structure of a table. Describe table name, employee DB. So in my SQL environment, when we are specifying a table name, so in which way we are specifying? You remember always database name dot table name. Database name dot table name. So now I will hit run and you see, so this is the structure of a table. Field means column, department ID, department name, type, data type. Each column is fully defined by SQL data type. So department ID is defined by int data type, department name is defined by varchar data type. Okay, so this is one primary key. So this overall, this is the structure of a department table. Now what I will do, then I will create an employee table. Create table, table name, employee db dot employee. create table name. Now in employee table, so definitely, so first attribute I will take employee ID, let int, this is primary key, then employee name, where care 200, suppose I will put it instance, not null. Okay. Then now the department ID column of department table I will consider as foreign key. So in as per my design, in employee table, when I am creating employee table, so I will take three columns: employee ID, employee name, department ID, employee ID, employee name, department ID. Okay, so department id, suppose int exact uh, in department table, the column name and data type. In employee table, the column name, department id and data type, so should exactly same. Okay, then I will write what, how the department id column I will represent as foreign key. So you see, so in which way that I am writing? So there is a keyword foreign key. Foreign key, then foreign key. Okay, foreign key. Then within bracket I will write department ID. Then there is a keyword references. References. Okay, references. Which table? Employee table. Which table? Employee table. So employee db dot employee table. Okay, so foreign key, within brackets I wrote the column name, department id, then references keyword, then table name, which table, employee table, and within bracket I will write department id. This. Okay, so in this way, this is the way that we can represent foreign key. So again I am repeating, foreign key is a keyword. Which column I am considering as foreign key? Department id. This column of department table I am considering as foreign key. How? References, employee table, that means within bracket I have written department id, that means references department id column of employee table. References, sorry, in employee table, okay, in employee table, department id is the foreign key. So the references department table of department id column of department table. References department id column of department table, because department id column of employee table is foreign key, because before that I wrote did int. So this is the what, employee table creation. In employee table creation, one column I wrote department id as int. So then that department id column I presented as foreign key. So for this, in SQL context, there is a foreign key keyword, and within bracket I wrote department id. So references is a keyword. So references department id column of a department table. So this is the what, foreign key. So you write how to represent a foreign key. So maximum time. So the interviewer asks this question: what is foreign key and how to represent foreign key? Now I will hit run. Okay, so in this way, so we presented the foreign key, and you see, just I will do the refresh button here, and you see, so you see the employee DB database. In employee DB database, I will open the tables. So you see, what there is a department table and there is an employee table. Currently two table we created, one is department table and one is employee table. In department table, you see, so what are the columns? Department ID and department name. You see, in employee table, so in employee table, what are the columns? Employee ID, employee name, department ID, and you see foreign key. So already one foreign key have created. Okay, so I hope everybody got clarity. What is foreign key? What is foreign key?